just sad what happened with Charley Kirt. I mean, I've watched a lot of his videos of him being a master debater. I never met him. I've watched hours of his footage. I mean, he seemed like a nice person. And from what people say about him, I mean, even Eminem, being a dickhead he is, even Eminem said something nice about him. And then you got these sick motherfuckers, like, celebrating what happened to him. Like, you all are some sick people. And if any of you people are celebrating and are subscribed to my channel, and you celebrated what happened to Charley's Kirt, unsubscribe from my shit right fucking now. I don't want a subscriber like that. That guy did nothing wrong other than say truthful shit to where he that should never have happened to him. I'm gonna play something from Charley Kirt. Hold on. I'm a little pissed.
1 mile. You will arrive at your destination.
Oh shit, bitch. Fucking screen is so fucking annoying. Let's listen to one of his peaceful debates. Maybe I can take a lesson from it. All of the assassination.
FBI Director Kash Patel joins us now. I can't imagine, Mr. Director, how busy you've been, especially Charley Kirt isn't just a impactful...
Let me just pause, and I don't mean to pick on you. How hard the left is fighting for this MS-13 scumbag is just remarkable to me. It's like, I'm not trying to pick on you. Let me make a broad statement.
The worst person in the world. He could be an absolute scumbag.
Is he a U.S. citizen?
No.
Oh, that actually changes things.
It does, absolutely.
And so,
but it does not change
due process. Yes, it does. The Alien Enemies Act says you do none of it. That's not correct. The Alien Enemies Act says you do not have to give due process to those that you are deporting. It is not correct. So they invoked the Alien Enemies Act.
What does it take to invoke that act?
And signature from the President of the United States to say that you are being invaded by a foreign power or assisted by a certain force on enemy ground. He was part of MS-13, which is a paramilitary arm of the Venezuelan government.
So, but in order to enact that act, don't you need a war declaration?
Oh yeah. No, that's what he did on day one. He said that we're being invaded.
Does he have that power?
Yes.
I thought that was a congressionally approved
No, that's not correct. The President of the United States has an ability within a 90-day emergency clause window to say that we are being invaded by a special power. It's called the War Powers Act of 1990-something. The War Powers Act gives the President the authority for 90 to 100 days to declare that we are being invaded. And we have been invaded, by the way, by MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. It's a material fact.
Considering, one of the things that's super important when we consider law is the spirit of the law. And do we really believe that these laws were enacted with the spirit in mind of gangs being associated as arms of a state?
Potentially.
MS-13 and Tren de Aragua are not Venezuelan arms. They're not.
No, MS-13 is. That's not correct. But let me throw it back at you. MS-13 is El Salvadorian and also Venezuela. Yeah, Tren de Aragua is Venezuela. MS-13 is El Salvador. He signed Declaration of Invasions against both. But let me challenge you on this, because you're coming after this in good faith.
I thought El
was the
Salvador
First
locked everyone
Amendment
up.
written in the spirit of Facebook posts?
Can you clarify a little bit?
The First Amendment.
Yeah.
Part of the Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791. Was it written in the spirit that it shall apply to tweets?
Not to private corporations.
Well, no. Meaning, like, do your free speech rights apply also to the internet?
So it applies to public squares. The question that we're having now is Facebook a public square? Are Twitter public squares?
It's a separate issue. The issue is that we would all agree that you have a First Amendment right to express yourself and the government can't throw you in prison regardless of where you have it. Whether you write a newspaper op-ed or whether you do a Facebook post, right? You have a First Amendment right to do that. The point being is you say, well,
In 1,000 feet.
I'm sorry. Sorry for the interruption there. Where's this? Oh, there's that fucking place.
but
I need to go here with a very calm head. No shit, bitch.
that it,
Requires a certain commitment from a state, right? It's a big difference between an invasion and an immigration wave is whether there's a state operating.
or a force. The cartels, man, the cartels operate like a state. The cartels are the reason that a lot of these people are able to make it up to the border. They pay money to the cartels. The cartels are using drones. They're using speedboats. They're using helicopters. The cartels act like a government. In fact, the cartels run the Mexican government. The Sinaloa drug cartel is more powerful than the Mexican Mexican government.
I would agree with labeling these terrorist organizations. I think they have the funding, they operate, they have such. But there's a key distinction between a government entity and a terrorist organization.
Hold on a second. We declared war on Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
What government was Al Qaeda?
Oh, he's right.
We can declare war on terrorist organizations.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. So, if we signed the Alien Enemies Act against Al Qaeda, it would have been perfectly fair and appropriate, obviously. And Al Qaeda is not a government. What I'm saying, though, is that the cartels, the MS-13 and Tren de Aragua, they are being supported by governments. They're harboring governments. The Alien Enemies Act, of course, applies to them. These are enemies here on the mainland of America doing harm. And Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13. He was a wife beater, a child abuser, here illegally. He had a deportation notice on his head, and now he's back in his country of El Salvador, and we should be happy that he's home.
So I can grant you that he might be all these things. It does not mean that he doesn't get a day in court.
But as a non-U.S. citizen, though, the Alien Enemies Act allow us to expeditiously remove him. It's just the way it works. I mean,
No, you're right. But
and now that's not the
we
case.
can
The Supreme
argue
Court's
whether that was a correct invocation.
That's,
right?
but that's irrelevant. The Supreme Court has now said no more, so that there will be no more. But in that specific case, nothing was done illegally. The only argument you might have is that the judge says you could deport him anywhere except El Salvador. So we probably should have just deported him to, I don't know, the Congo, and everyone would have been happier. Hilariously, they said, oh, he's in a foreign jail. No, he's not in a foreign jail.
No.
He's an El Salvadorian in his own country. He's not an American. If he would have went to Gitmo, that would have been a foreign jail.
Okay. And then, let's see.
Thank
I
you.
think that's it for me. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Could I ask you for a red hat?
Yes,
sign?
absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Great question.
What's up, Canada guy? Yeah, you're right. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. KURT.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hi, Charlie. My name's Gabriel, and I'm a senior in high school. And I want to tell you this. I don't know much about this topic, so I'm here more to learn, but I also want to provide a point of view. So I wanted to speak about Trump's tariff policy. So since January 2025, Trump has had one of the worst presidential terms concerning the economy. And
this
there's
kid is so retarded.
S&P.
Does your garage floor bother you? Tired of your old, cracked, and stained...
Nope, I didn't run into no ads here. I'm really fucking pissed.
U.S. to avoid tariff. In reality, most would rather pass the cost on to consumers than financially pay billions of dollars in building new plants in America and paying higher wages. With all of this, I wanted to ask you if you could please defend Trump's tariff plan.
Sure. Great. First of all, the market's recovering, but you're right, it has gone down. The market is not a necessarily good indicator of the economy. We have an economy and then we have a market. Half of Americans don't own any stocks, just for the record.
Okay.
And that's a very important thing, right?
There's a lot of Americans that have money in stocks and
Well,
are
of course they
losing
do.
money every day.
Well, actually, okay, you're in high school, so I'm just going to be like super gentle. Like the market's been up the last couple days, right? Markets go up, markets go down.
Okay.
The more important question, though, is what type of economy is going to survive the next 40 or 50 years? When we do not make our own vitamin C, we don't make our own antibiotics, we don't make our own drone parts, and it's all made in China, we should try to re-domicile it. It's tempting to blame this all on tariffs, but there's actually no tariffs that are in place right now. You know that, right?
There's still a 10% baseline tariff, and even though there's a 90-day pause, they're going to come back. That's the reality.
You know that better than I do, right? Yeah.
Well, I know that. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
There's a 90-day pause on
Okay,
tariffs.
so again, I'm trying to be super, like, you're in high school, it's fine. You know, Trump's talking to South Korea and Japan and Vietnam.
Okay.
We're going to get massive deals with India, and we're going to fix the trade imbalances. And here's the core of it. Can we at least agree that Trump ran on the idea of tariffs?
He did.
And people voted for it?
Yes.
Should elected leaders do what people vote for them to do?
Yes, but
Okay.
but I agree that he's doing what he said he would do. What I'm asking you is, how can you defend what he's doing? Because what would you say to the middle class American that has a small business that now has to shut down their business because they used to outsource to China and now they can't pay due to the high tariffs? That's my question.
They were outsourcing to China?
Well, even though some small businesses don't outsource, they get a lot of their production from big companies that do make their products foreign. And so now those prices are being jacked up and small businesses are running out of customers because they're having to pass the cost on to the
I see
consumer.
no evidence of that happening. And I believe, first of all...
Well, what is the definition of a tariff?
Well, the tariff is a duty on an imported product. How do you avoid a tariff?
You move to the U.S.
Yeah, exactly.
Are
So wait, hold on a second.
Are most companies moving to the U.S.?
Actually, yes. You know, there's over $6 trillion in investments announced in the last 2 weeks in the United States of America?
Yeah.
$6 trillion.
But what happens in the U.S.? You get higher wages. Where does that cost go? Businesses aren't going to just pay that cost. They pass that cost on to
Toyota,
consumers.
Honda, Stellantis, NVIDIA did a $500 billion investment.
That's sick how much
Nvidia
these
did it.
universities are brainwashing
Right, again,
people
so-
in college.
I'm going to try to be very gentle with this. Stock prices are not always a reflection of reality. That is an inflection of investors' skittishness, right? So if NVIDIA is down 20%, they might have been hyperinflated a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Let me just kind of close with this. Do we both agree we should make more stuff in America?
I agree in certain cases, yes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think with
cases.
critical manufacturing, critical industry,
All cases.
we have massive trade imbalances with these countries. The president is going to actually say you have to buy more of our product, buy more of our liquefied natural gas. And I believe coupled with that small business that you talked about, they're about to receive the largest tax cut in American history. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, and a massive middle class tax.
But if we can produce goods foreignly for less money, why are we moving it back to the U.S.? And my other point is,
Because
by
less
moving
money
it-
is not the most important
By
thing.
moving it back to the U.S., what are you making more factory jobs? We're moving into a
Yes.
time where tariffs are behind us. Factory jobs are behind us.
Wrong.
Soon AI is
Wrong,
going to take
wrong,
over
wrong.
these factory jobs.
And this is where you're totally wrong, man. We have 11 million manufacturing jobs that we need to fill in the next 5 years that don't require college degrees. Advanced manufacturing jobs, highly precise. Who's going to build all the robots? Who's going to build the drones? There's insane amount of hardware infrastructure that needs to happen. Factory
Yeah.
jobs are not behind us. In fact, we have more hardware needs now in 2025 than we even had in 1985. So thank you for your time.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Joe, and
Damn, it's hot.
I don't know that much about you. I'm gonna be honest, but you're like this conservative like Trump supporter, dude. Okay. And you'd consider yourself a Christian? How do you consider yourself like a serious Christian if you support Trump after he raped Jean Carroll?
So you believe he raped her?
Yes.
Really? Was he criminally indicted for that?
I believe he was.
No, he
guilty
wasn't.
For sexual abuse.
No, he wasn't. He was
Don't ask
civilly
him.
found liable for slander in a slanted Manhattan jury. Tell me, what year was she raped?
Oh, I don't know.
She doesn't know either, actually, when she was asked.
The court found.
No, they did
that
not.
she
A
was
jury
guilty.
found him liable for smear and slander around this topic. Do you know that E. Jean Carroll said, quote, rape is sexy?
No.
She said that on air on the Anderson Cooper show. E. Jean Carroll says, do you know the facts surrounding the case?
A little bit.
Tell me.
No. No. All right.
Doesn't know.
Okay.
Tell me.
Trump was, I don't know, indicted, found guilty for
Wrong.
sexual abuse over
Wrong.
her because he fingered her unconsensually.
He was never ever indicted. He was never that. This was a civil case that was around her. This was around smear and slander and defamation. Again, according to E. Jean Carroll's recollection, she can't remember the year, but she says some afternoon Donald Trump took me into a Tiffany's store at the height of his power, at the height of his popularity, when he was on the front cover of Playboy magazine, and decided to go rape E. Jean Carroll. Really, we're supposed to believe that?
I've seen pictures of Donald Trump and Epstein hanging out.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Epstein.
he kicked him out of the Mar-a-Lago club. What's the next point?
Because Epstein raped kids and
Yeah,
you have to kick him out if he rapes kids. Like, you can't have that
Right.
personal.
got it. So what's the contention?
I don't know. He raped kids. did.
Trump raped kids?
Yeah. Jean Carroll when she was 13.
She wasn't 13. The accusation was one in her late 20s, not when she was 13.
13.
You're typical liberal, everybody. Give it up for him. Thank you very much.
The government.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Charlie. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm studying abroad from Italy for this semester. Sorry? Yeah, from Roma. I've seen your videos online and I really respect what you are doing here. I have a question because in Europe we are facing the same problem with illegal immigration. And what are your stance on illegal families who came here many years ago and now are working and paying taxes in your country?
Every person who has come here illegally must be returned to their country of origin.
And I completely agree with you. I'm here to say something. I really like the speech that J.D. Vance did in Munich after the terrorist attack.
Do we like J.D. Vance, everybody? Isn't J.D. great?
Well, I'm not American, but I like him too. If I were American, I would have voted for him. However, in Europe, we are having a big problem with illegal immigration. People are coming, they don't respect our laws, they're raping women, stabbing. It's dangerous to go around. So I don't understand when people come here to talk to you, liberals and Democrats, saying that they want to welcome them, because you don't know who is entering in your country.
Amen. And I'll tell you, we need more legal immigrants like you in this country. I'll tell you what.
And it makes me upset that for me it's difficult. I'm respecting the law. I'm here. If I have to be here legally, I'm gonna go back to Italy because I cannot work, and it makes me upset seeing someone that comes here illegally and does whatever he wants. That's it.
God bless you. You want a hat?
If I can have a white one, because I already
A white one, all right. Make Italy great again, okay? Very good.
I wish. Can I shake your hand?
Hi Charlie, I'm a senior in high school named Trevor, and I want to start off by saying thank you for coming to this beautiful city of San Diego. I just want to get your quick thoughts on two very specific topics. One being the photo of Kilmar Garcia's hand that Trump held up, and him advocating in an interview the other day with Terry Moran about it not being photoshopped in any way. I want to get your thoughts
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't photoshopped. It was labeled.
Right, but he didn't say that. He said that the literal letters and numbers MS-13 were on.
No, they are. I mean, I have the picture here.
Yeah, it's photoshopped.
No, it's not. That's called labeling, not
right,
photoshopping.
Right, I agree that he labeled it, but Trump was saying that they were on it. He kept going on and on about it for 2 minutes.
I don't know the point of what you're making. The iconography, I could look it up.
Right.
Literally means MS-13.
I completely agree that those logos were on each of his knuckles. I'm saying that the letters MS and the numbers 13 were not on there, but in the photo that Trump held up, they were, and he advocates that they were like on his hand, not that they were labels.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure. What's your next concern?
Okay, and then I want to just get two things that you disagree with Trump that he's done in his current presidency.
Canada should not be the 51st state.
Okay.
And I think I'm not even a disagreement. I think we should have caution to try to go to war with Iran.
Okay.
We should be very careful about bombing the Houthis and getting closer to a war with Iran.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. You want?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yes. Who's up?
How are we doing, Mr. Kirk? Yeah, hi. This is I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm gonna be like a debate king here. You have 10 years of experience on me, and I had a quick question though about on abortion, if that's okay with you. Right. So I think when we talk about abortion, I think we really get into this idea of like when we should assign personhood, right? So you clearly believe that life begins at conception, and I think it would be better if we shift that metric to a more based on sentience. And I believe that and the question I have for you is that since you believe that life begins at birth, let's say we have a person that's grown to old age and they have died and they have absolutely showing no brain activity at all. Would you believe that shooting that person, that dead person is the equivalent of like a human life?
Yeah, I mean, it is a human life, but those are two totally separate things. One is no more, and the other one's not yet.
Right.
So not yet is different than no more. If someone's at the end of their life and there's nothing more we can do to continue their life, that is a different moral conversation than someone that has not yet grown.
That's a good answer. That's actually a really good answer he had. That was a very good question and kind of intelligent, and that was an even better answer.
No, it's not a problem. One, consciousness will come. One will not. That's
right.
So they're two separate things. One has potentiality.
Yeah.
One does not. So you can't conflate the two
Right,
together.
but okay, let's say, let me use a different analogy then. Let's say I have a blueprint to a building, right? And I have the materials for the building, and you destroy those materials. The materials of the building isn't the building in itself. Can we both agree that there's a difference between those two?
Is the building itself in real time, and it's currently being constructed, and it's going up?
No, but it still doesn't really matter because they're
Blueprint.
still adding value to the fact that we're creating the
Bad
building,
analogy.
right?
A blueprint.
How's that
Because the
different?
blueprint not itself is not the building.
Right, exactly.
No,
so
I'm
if
saying
you
that
were
a human being's DNA is not
we
just
agree
the-
on that though.
No,
that the
it's
blueprint
not.
is not the building, so there's probably different moral qualifications.
No,
right?
they're not. I'm saying though
Right?
that the baby is the building. So you're incorrect.
Okay, so
The building is following the blueprint.
So when you're looking at like I don't know, like a fertilized egg, you're telling me a picture of this fertilized egg is the equivalent of a human life
Yes.
right now. They're the
Yes.
exact
What's
same
the
thing.
difference?
The different stage of development.
No. So why
Right.
should stage of development give you more rights?
Well, I mean, we okay. You're acting like this is
No.
not something this is done in society. Like, for example, we do judge based on different stages of development, like in cognitive capabilities, right? I'm not letting a fetus drive a car. A fetus can't
but
drive.
the right to life.
Alcohol and whatnot.
Apply the right to life
Okay,
to your
this
stage
is
of development.
a little bit different. So I guess a different question I would have to ask you is like, why is your? So I'm assuming you're two.
Not to interrupt, but honestly, they want to seek that death penalty on the shooter. In my personal opinion, I think they should just set them to like 3,000 years in jail.
Scenario where this occurs, right?
That's giving him a way out. He ain't suffering enough. That guy don't deserve the death penalty. That guy deserves, the guy that shot Charlie Kirk, he don't deserve no death penalty. He deserves to fucking get like 300,000 years in prison. And then maybe 30 years from now, then get the death penalty.
So it's a conscious experience.
That's what deserves to happen to the guy that shot Charlie Kirk.
When someone
Not
is
to
quote unquote
interrupt,
brain
but
dead, do you know that they still respond if someone stabs them, their norepinephrine goes up? Do you know that a woman still menstruates if she's brain dead?
no need to turn it on. Fuck. Rechargeable LED light. Why'd you fucking cut Charlie Kirk off? Okay, rechargeable LED light. Oh man, chats. Okay, got a video. So many chats.
Given born when they're born, we give such moral significance to that, not the fact that like they got infertilized by an egg. I don't want to celebrate. I want to sort of I'd rather celebrate my birthday rather than like the day my parents had sex. That's kind of a little weird situation. You know what I mean? Like if life begins at conception. Well,
This is like my memorial episode for Charlie Kirk, by the way.
It seems that like society
You were
kind of
9 months prior.
gravitates to this idea of like an actual
spelling
human
on that
being
name. I'm
existing
gonna
that
fire
gives
that
moral
fucking
value, right?
One is
I'm
your
gonna
entrance to
fire
the world.
that
The other one
Tyler.
is the actual creation of your being. Two different things. Your birthday is when you entered the world.
Tyler.
For example, your birthday
Yo,
could be at
man.
28 weeks, not 36
I have to call
weeks.
to tell
So
you.
everybody has a different day when you
You're
exit the
fired!
but it's not when your worth begins.
You didn't
That's
spell
not when
Charlie
your value
Kirk's name
begins.
right, you
That's
fucking
simply when you
asshole.
exit the womb.
Right. So I have a good question. I really want to get back to this idea of like
Oh,
you
that's
give
how
more
it came
moral
up
value to the
in,
level of the fact that like
search
that
engine.
humans that are developed have a soul in comparison to like
Maybe
you know
I'll give you a
zygote
break.
that-
You gotta get
or
that
actually,
name
no,
correct.
or a
Animals.
coyote.
Alright?
Okay.
Get that
So is
goddamn
that not
last
the
name
same
corrected and
comparison
I'll
to
give
like
you a
a
break. I gotta
zygote
call
to a
you
developed
back now,
human being in the sense that like
I'll call you back.
like
Alright.
we are a
call you
higher
back, alright?
higher functioning
You're not fired,
conscious
no.
being
As
in
long as you get
comparison
the
to like
last
this
name
other
fixed
thing that we
when
can
the
just
live
actively
video's
kill one
over.
It doesn't matter. I mean, can you
I
actively
won't,
kill a
fire
1-year-old?
you,
Doesn't have as much
Get it
acuity
fixed
as you
by
do
the
or
time-
consciousness.
by the
Right,
end of
yeah,
today.
but like I
Can
mean,
you?
that's not
Can you
that's
kill a
the same-
1-year-old?
That's the same
You
thing
got it
because
right?
like this is
Of
like going
course
back
it's
to
same
my
thing.
Write it
What's the
down,
difference in a
get it
1-year-old
down.
and a 1-day-old zygote? What's the moral difference?
the
Alright,
level of
I'll
consciousness.
talk to you
Oh,
later.
so one's
I gotta
bigger,
go master
one's more
debate
developed,
like
one's
this
older.
guy.
The consciousness is
Sure.
completely irrelevant.
Sure.
Because
How is it
just you know that a
irrelevant?
1-day-old out of the
blowing
womb
up.
doesn't have a lot of consciousness at all.
Okay, sure,
It
that's
can't
fine.
speak. It can't really. It's kind of
Right.
like disembobulated.
But that's-
you don't get less rights for that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, well, to a certain degree, I agree with that. But like, there is a meaningful difference between a fertilized egg and a conscious
What is
human
it?
being. One is less conscious than the other.
Oh no, well, one is more skills. But like, what's the innate moral difference? And prove it to me.
Because it seems like we do restrict rights, and we do actually change rights based on development and consciousness.
No, about life. So like a 4-year-old, moral difference of a
it's a former
4-year-old
male
and a
box.
zygote.
One is more conscious.
Got it. So I think that's irrelevant. I think they're both
Nice
human beings
neighborhood.
deserving of protection. Consciousness alone is not a marker of dignity.
Okay, but so then what is your marker of dignity? Is
Being
that
a
because-
human being.
Being a human being. So isn't your argument a little bit circular though? There, it's just like it's just because we deserve rights because we're human beings.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's self-evident. We are human beings with a soul, therefore we have
Apparently,
rights.
class of 2025.
we deserve rights because we're human beings because we're human beings. So like, how am I supposed to win against this argument?
You can't.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So
Because
inherently
it's called a
okay.
self-evident truth.
So
It's
yeah.
called self-evident.
Oh,
So
that's cool. They got a
that's why
giant
the pro-life
skeleton.
position is irrefutable.
But
Is
so
that
then-
because you have to posit human beings have rights?
and that's not a kind of a concern that
Pretty
like
cool.
we base all our entire ideology on this one illogical circle that.
No, it's not illogical. It's incredibly
Yeah, right.
logical.
So, like,
we are human beings,
What I'm
and we
interested
believe
in
ready
is
for
that
Halloween.
If you remove this circle here, then you would have to actually be pro-life in the sense you'd be pro-life to all life.
Well, we are.
Right. So
No,
pro-life to, like, animals, kind of, you know.
but we don't
saying,
believe human beings
I'm
are-
not like a vegan or anything. I'm not
But human
vegetarian,
beings
but I
are not the
think this
moral
is-
same
if
as
you-
I'm
a
not
as a bird.
virgin.
It's
Did
not
you
the
say I'm
same
not a
thing.
virgin already?
For multiple reasons, because a human being has characteristics and
American
qualities,
flags
and most
over here.
importantly,
That's nice to
we
see.
believe as Christians, human beings have a soul that a bird does not have.
Okay, so characteristics and qualities.
And only,
like,
let me interrupt one more. The West, whether you're not, sorry to interrupt, we believe the human being is the only thing made in the image of the Creator, imago Dei.
Okay. So when you say characteristics and qualities, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me?
First of all, not just the
All you
ability
gotta
to
do is
reason,
listen to
but
this
also
part.
the ability to
whole
sympathize,
video is really
empathize,
smooth
feel, predict,
video.
plan,
You can play it in your car
conjecture,
as you're
have
driving.
mercy, forgiveness,
Okay.
to be able to be
All beautiful things.
introspective.
I love that. I love that about us human beings.
Oh no, I know.
But I'm not being sarcastic.
No, but
It's a good
we
point.
human beings are exceptional. Actually, I mean,
Right.
versus the beasts of the wild, which
Right.
we should appreciate and adore.
nice
But again,
area.
more beyond that, we come after this from a
Another
soft
American
religious view, because you don't have to be
flag.
Christian to believe this.
Right.
That the human
like
being
that.
has innate,
Yeah, that's
inerrant, embedded, let's just say, dignity
nice American
that
flag?
a fox does not.
Right. Yeah. So what you
That's
just
what
did
I'll
there
have
is
to
kind of
shit
like
down out
my
front.
argument here. You're saying that like because we are human, we are more developed.
Shit,
we
I
are-
carry an
we have
American
higher
flag with
cognitive
me.
reasoning.
I
We're
got
able
one in
to
the back fucking seat.
sympathize, emotion, and reason.
giant
And the
one.
soul.
Right.
One
But the
that
thing
could
is,
double
well, I
as a
guess
cage.
that's a religious belief, though.
Well,
And
that's
in
an
my
interesting
belief
question.
system, I
Another
think
one, look.
that consciousness is the soul.
And that's what that's where why
like
if
fucking
you don't
Ford.
believe in God, it's easy to go want to murder a bunch of people. And I'm not criticizing you. It
Right,
goes
right,
back to
right.
just a common theme here. If you believe in
another
God,
one.
every
Look,
human
right
being has
there.
dignity.
That's the skeleton.
Well, you're kind of
That's fine.
intuiting there about saying if it's murder because we haven't really discussed. We haven't even agreed
I
on.
mean,
whether
but look,
it's like-
Including the big one that's fine.
the human being and the elimination of human life is murder. But that's
Right.
fine. We're
Okay.
just.
That piece of
This is
shit
why
face.
it's very hard to change people that
Okay.
don't believe in God to be pro-life, because you don't necessarily believe that human life is necessarily special.
No, I mean I do.
But you might
believe
think it's like
human life is
unique
very
and it's
special,
like
right?
interesting.
It is unique.
But you
experience,
don't
right?
believe it's made in the image of a creator.
Okay, yeah,
And that's fine. And that's why we tend to be the pro-life champions, and those that don't believe in
All right,
God
it's
don't.
about
And that's
time for this
okay.
video to end. Like, subscribe, share, comment if you were sad about or like you thought it was just at least bad in some way. Charlie Kirk getting leave a comment. Like, subscribe, and share.
So
Comment if you're if you think it was wrong that he got shot.
I would
At
like
bare
to ask,
minimum.
What would I have to do or prove to show you in order to convince you that that. pro-life isn't the answer that society should be seeking for.
I mean, it would be an impossibility. You have to prove to me God doesn't exist.
Okay, so then we can agree that like this is just a moral issue that you're appealing to a book.
Of course, I mean, all moral issues appeal to an authority.
I would have liked to
obviously.
went up to
Why is
him and
murder
asked
wrong?
him, like, convince me God's real. I wish I got a chance to do that. I would have. That's if I got a chance to go up to Charley Kirk, that's what I would have asked him. I'd say, I'd ask him, convince me in your belief on how you think God is real. That's what I would have asked Charley Kirk if I ever got a chance to ask him.
Like, what is the best choice of action to help society progress?
Okay, so
I wish I could have had him on my. I don't know. I got one person on my YouTube. Some X News.
Well, the thing is,
We should abort.
I got a Porsche.
Yes, it does. In Iceland, it's mandatory to abort Down syndrome babies.
okay.
It's best, right? Down syndrome people are a strain of society. Why do you say it's wrong?
Because there's some degree of racial protection.
Why? By what standard? Why are you appealing to? I appeal to a book. What do you appeal to?
I think that there's still some value to
Why? What standard? Is that your opinion, or is there something else that tell you that?
No, there's some there's
I like to go punch Adam in the face right now.
I agree that, like, why? That's why I would agree that if you adopted a
Fucking Adam. Fuck you, Adam.
If you want to have a society where forcing women to breed and pump out children, then I would say you have to create that society where, like, it is more able for them to do that, and in addition to not be indiscriminate between life. So I think I would agree with that sentiment, right?
You want
Thanks for your time.
listen to
Appreciate
this?
it. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
Can you sign it? Can you sign it? Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate you. Charlie, can I please get a white tie?
I don't know if I can.
Okay, who's up?
Oh wow! Look at the sea of red heads.
You sure you don't want to give these guys a little chance to...
Oh, now they're not showing it.
Thank you. All right, so we're talking objective truths here, right, Charlie? Okay, so thing
Hey,
is,
he's got a hat on.
here's an objective truth. Every single policy the Republicans claim they're for, they've basically done the opposite of, right? Every time you repeal a piece of abortion legislature, the coat hanger business gains a few new customers, right? And even after they're born, you guys don't give as much of a crap about them after they're out of the womb, right? You don't want to pay
That's
for
not
them.
true. Why would you say that?
Because you guys have an active war against education, you guys have an active war against free lunch.
Hold on, just because you don't want to have throw government money at something doesn't mean you don't care about
Like, here's a
that.
perfect example. Like, I didn't like Joe Biden, but I wouldn't be like cheering on him, like, oh yeah, he got vaccinated. I wouldn't be doing that.
So that hundreds of thousands of girls are not sold.
Like, anyone that would do that with him is a sick individual, and if you got fired from your job from that, then I'm proud of your
I
employer.
reject this whole thing that, oh, you guys are only pro-life at birth. No, every policy that we have is rooted in a pro-life position.
Okay, all right. So let's move a little bit on from that. I'm not saying I've lost yet, because a woman did kill her own child literally like a couple of days ago. On day of birth, 60 years in prison, as she should have. But like, that is a abortion problem. She was raped. But,
Yeah, I know, but
let's
hold
move.
on. But if she would have killed the baby while it was in the womb, it would have been okay.
3-stack day for Judy Blues, one for you.
Alright, this is about to end, but they got me hooked.
Wait, so the amount of cells you have dictate your moral worth? I have more.
I do not want to get into this moral
No,
thing.
you already did.
Okay,
Hold
then
on.
we will.
Yeah.
I have more.
Would
I
you
have
go
more.
into a crowd of black people and say the N-word? Would you? If there's no moral covenant against that, would you go? If I gave you $500 right now, would you? Would you?
No.
Would you say it?
No.
What's stopping you?
I mean,
What's stopping
honestly,
you? What line in the Bible is going to stop you going up to a group of guys and go, hey, fellas, mind if I say a word?
Will
Mind
you
if I
say
speak
it?
my piece?
Will
No.
you say the word?
Because I have a
Oh.
different set of morals. I say
by what
that's just wrong.
By what moral is that wrong?
By morals of around find out. I'm going to get my jumped. I will get this.
Like, subscribe, share. Thank you for commenting.
Any kind of argument that there's a
Canada guy. Rascal up to no good, yo. Alright, that was our little tribute to Charlie Kirk.
biomass?
Some American flags.
So wait, so
Like, subscribe, share. Now the video's really ending. I gotta go talk to some assholes.
They have more cells because of the person.